And now for another really easy piece. Die Entführung aus dem Sarai. I'm just so happy to see you all in an evening. This is really great that you came. We'll give you a chance to ask questions later. While we're waiting, can we all take a breath together? Would be good for me. So just bending over a little bit. Love to teach everybody a little bit about breathing. Okay? Put your hands here and take a nice big sipping breath. Yo, and exhale. See, imagine if the whole audience did that when somebody was opening a candy wrapper. I love it. The cell phone went off. One more time. Inhale. Rib cage expanding. Oh, that feels so good. And okay, now put your hands here. Take that breath again and go. You feel this coming in and out here? The abdominal wall should be expanding and retracting. So that's a little bit like the beginning of learning about support, about breath control. It's a foundation of singing. And it's also something without which we really don't last and can't sing the stamina repertoire that we have to sing. I saw a Masterclass premiere last night for HBO with Wynton Marsalis, teaching 3 brilliantly talented young jazz musicians. That'll be on HBO soon. I highly recommend it if you can get there. But his teaching, everybody has a different style, and his teaching was almost by osmosis. In fact, he absolutely imparted information just with visual cues. It was so beautiful. There she is.
Good evening, my name is Chabrelle Williams, and I will be singing Ach, ich liebte from die Entführung aus dem Chabrelle by Mozart.
Can you give us a little background on the scene?
Of course I can. In this scene, I am the man who I was sold to for property, and he wants me as his wife. His name is Pasha Selim, and he wants me to be in love with him, wants to marry me, blah, blah, blah. And I sing this aria to let him know that I am already in love with someone, and I can't give my heart to him because I swore my heart to the man that I love, who is Belmonte, and then I lament at how quickly my joy has left me since I've been kidnapped.
And Constanza means constant, yes. She and Fiorligi. I was just experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder because I sang this role 18 times when I was in my mid-20s and lived to tell the story and came back to Juilliard to learn how to sing because, oh my gosh, this role is a killer. And you make it sound really easy. I'm amazed you can speak now. I was going to see if there was oxygen in the wings. I mean, for all of you, you won't know because it sounds easy in her voice, but it's about a fifth higher than it really should be. And it's unrelenting. So, Chabrelle, you really, how long have you been singing this aria?
For a few months now.
Few months now, okay. So there are a lot of challenges. I mean, the tessitura is really the biggest one, of course. But it's also, frankly, unfortunately, in the real world, we don't get points for singing hard things. Unless somebody is really trying to cast that role, and then if you're one of the 3 people who can sing it, you get a lot of points. But in an audition situation, when they're really trying to separate, the men from the boys and really pull out those 5 amazing talents from 200, you have to go beyond the challenging aspect of what you're singing and bring personality to it. So here's what I would suggest. There are a couple of things. One is when you get high, you tend to close off a little bit sometimes. Not consistently. You can open, but when you do close off, it's not always in the right place, I would suggest. When you do, you're doing some amazing echo phrases where you take it down, and that, chapeau, that is amazing. And that really works. But I feel like you could do even more. The text, for instance, the thing I actually really like this aria a lot. I love it because she's saying, I loved. It starts in a very beautiful place, and then when she gets upset in the end, it's sort of hysterical, And so we can sort of feel the difference between that. The other thing is, I would say, you look very relaxed. I just was at Vienna and I learned the truth about the difference between the US and Europe in terms of singing. And this is, for instance, a role that you could sing all over Europe. I mean, tomorrow, because nobody can sing it. And most people find this aria harder than Martin alla Arten. Have you looked at that one? The big one, for me, it was the other way around because I just found the second aria to be unrelentingly long. This was at least shorter, if it's hard. So what I would do, and the thing is, if you were singing this in Europe, they would probably have you crawling on the stage in some unbelievable costume. You would be asked to do such challenging things while you're singing. So I think you can, I would suggest that you kind of come out a little bit more with just a sense of the different sections at least, because you're so still and so relaxed that I don't connect what I'm seeing with what you're saying. Do you know what I mean? If you can do that without getting tight, a little bit. And you look gorgeous, so it's not that. It's just sort of, I feel like this aria needs changes in direction. I mean, when I sang it, I was in a cage, so I couldn't really move. But see what I'm saying? I mean, the people were pulling parts of my costume off when I was singing this, and this was a long time ago, so I don't even remember when it was. In another life. So try it again, start again, and really express. Because the other thing I'm missing, more appoggiaturas. Because you're not leaning on those notes. You're not taking those chances. We want some blues notes in this. We want some times where you're really saying, but you don't understand. I'm a prisoner, but she's really royalty. And I can't, this is not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So a little bit more expression. More expression. One more time. Now, what are those rests for? What do you think they're for? Expressively speaking. Yeah.
I feel like the rest are time for me to reminisce just how much I was in love with this man.
She's putting her words together. She's remembering, or is she trying to find words to say to him, how to do this without getting my head chopped off, right?
I mean, she probably can't really describe in words. It's hard for her to describe in words how much she loved Belmonte.
And she's just now a prisoner, right? I never knew the pain of love. I never knew the pain of love. And she's lost him. She doesn't know what's happened with Belmonte, right? So use the rests. The rests, I think rests are as important as pitches in how you use them in all repertoire. But in this case, it's very persistent. War so glücklich. Good. Don't be afraid to open that up just a little bit. Glücklich. Konnte nicht. You really want to lean on the konnte nicht. I never knew der liebe Schmerz. So you want to hang the phrases together so they mean something, but then the rest have to count. See, that's totally different. That's totally different. That is so much more interesting. Yeah. Now, glücklich, I would open up a little bit more. War so glücklich. It's too small. Yeah. One more time. Good. Oh, beautiful. So she's saying to him, I said I would be true to Belmonte. That takes courage. What she's doing takes a lot of courage. So when you say, schwor ihm Treue, the second time, because it's bigger, higher, make it fuller. And then dem Geliebten gab dahin mein ganzes Herz. I gave him my whole heart. This last phrase can't be a nice, pretty excuse for cadenza. It has to be, I gave him my whole heart. Or does it mean anything? Let me just hear that. Run from there. Nice. Hey. right for me. Gab dahin, mein. Take a little more time. See, I think this whole first page, it can just be relaxed a little more so you have the time to set up expressively your fury. Because that's the next piece of it is, don't get any ideas, buddy. Okay. Let me just hear that last phrase. And I would still like to hear Shvorim Torah. Take time on that. Take time on that. Shvorim Torah. Let it sort of blossom a little bit there too. Can you do it without punching it? Without punching it? Shvorim Torah. Connect it. Nice. Big breath. Breathe. Good. Two things. One, we don't need the shadow vowel on gaba dahin. Don't need that. Gab dahin. Yeah, and it's almost like a P. It's almost in between the two. Now, here's what I really want to get from you. If we can do this on this phrase, you can do it everywhere. So gab dahin. Breathe. Big breath. Mein God. Instead of going God. You see, you're sort of putting it into this much smaller place. See if you can open it up more and give it a bigger space. So it's more passionate sounding because it's smaller. Your top is smaller than your middle. It should be the other way around. Yeah, because the end it's not. You've got it. So I just need to bring it out more. Just try that phrase. Ma gapta hin mai, just the cadenza. Thank you. Yeah, that's really different. Yeah. The other one, this is why we all need outside ears, because the other one sounds fine, it's lined up, but it doesn't really grab us, you know what I mean? And you could even go a little bit further because it's going back sort of into this space, and I want it to open up out to the audience. It's really creating more space in the back of your mouth, a little bit more space back there, as opposed to elongating so much. Let's go on. And now she's getting upset. So different body language. Okay, so the first one can just really be, but this was working for me. And then I lost him. And this can be a different body language. You can change your focus. All of you guys who are auditioning, don't be afraid. We don't need you kneeling and dancing on stage in an audition. But you really, for us, especially in a long aria, you need to change your focus so that we see the inner turmoil, the inner thought. Otherwise, it's vocalese. So let's go on. Good. So now let's try something vocally. So, so allow that to open up a little bit more again this way, because it's getting an edge on it that's not as pretty as your middle voice. And you don't need to do that. It's really about place. Let's just plug your nose. Wow, that's bigger. Yeah, that's bigger. So we don't want you pushing. It doesn't have to be sort of, sorry. Sorry. It doesn't have to be pressure. It's more about just opening the sound up a little bit because it's bottled. It's a bit covered. It's too covered. Okay, yeah. So just let me hear that phrase one more time. Doch wie schnell schwand meine Freude. Doch wie schnell schwand meine Freude. Good. Doch wie schnell schwand meine Freude. It's much prettier. This way. Okay, mein Auge was much better. Mein Auge was better because you have that vowel, mein Auge. But then schwimmt went back into that sort of place that's not as pretty. Today, just try giving that a little bit more space. Mein Auge, try from there. Just for me, say es schwemmt. Yes. It's my own German. It says, es schwemmt in Tränen. That's better. That's better. It's a slightly lower placement in a way. You're not allowing it to go into this sort of back vertical place. You know, I always think of placement as shapes, but it's really all about how we use resonance. And to me, that's a more open, even sound. Let's go on. So your top note there, right, which is what, a B flat or a B, I forget, yeah, B flat. So you want to save, you're doing, you're sitting on that, and then sort of hiccuping up there. Right, all in one line, where that top note just sort of fits in, but is more open than the rest a little bit. Try that. Better. But the uval, the root, is still sounding a bit turgid, okay? So relax it just a little bit. I want to hear, it needs to go somewhere. You're sitting on it. Root, I mean, that's a beautiful phrase. It's so musical. Where the phrase ends, meinem Schoß, instead of stopping in the middle. Okay, go on. This will help you.
Sorry about that.
That's so much better because now it's prettier. It's much prettier sound up there. Now you're missing a note. Da 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 da. You're dropping that. One more time. Oh boy, that is so much prettier though, because this doesn't have that tight vibrato that puts an edge on your sound. This sounds more relaxed. Try it again. So good. That is so good. This is probably the way she always sings it. Yeah, that's great. That is great. Now, I'll tell you, all of the hard stuff you're doing magnificently now. I want more from the stuff that's not hard. I want more text. I want more expression and more use of the phrases. I want more artistry in everything else. Do you know what I'm saying? So that was sung so beautifully because we got rid of that sort of edge in the top, that sort of drive, and now it's placid and it's got a shape. So now I'd like to hear one more thing. Okay, we're going to finish. One more thing. Okay, so where were we? That is all hard. I'm sorry. So, komm rot in meinem Schoß. I want much more of this. Yeah. Because when you're between the hard phrases, you're coasting. And this is, it's between the hard phrases that you have a chance for you to really show us your artistry as opposed to your virtuosity. Let's try that.
Oh, sorry. Wait, where are we starting again?
Yeah, that's a good place to start, actually. That's perfect. Yeah.
Just start on it.
I'm not going to make you sing this again. So, Komma rot. I want more on those appoggiatures, much more. Komma rot in meinem Schoß. It also helps you get your larynx down. Good. Just try it on there. Good. That's much better. So, in meinem Schoß. Here. Schoß. One more time, even more. It's not enough. Good. And then when you come the second time, what I love about this piece, the second time, ach, ich liebte, he inverts it. He inverts it. So it gives you a chance to sort of think about, to approach it in a different way. But okay, onward. Gorgeous. It's a great aria for you. Great.